everybody. Welcome to the Training, Learning, and Development community. Thanks for joining us today. I'm very happy to be hosting another member showcase. And today we've got Miguel with your nickname is Miggy, right?
Yep.
Miggy Baranda, who is currently in New Zealand. We were just talking about the COVID situation in New Zealand and how it must be so different than over here in the United States. But you know, we're not here to talk about that as much as I would like to. We're going to be hearing a lot more about Miggy's story. But before we get going, let's see, who do we have in? We have a few people that are jumping in. Sintra and Cheryl. Hey, Cheryl and Bhakti. Nice to see you, Bhakti. Thanks for joining us today. And so, Miggy, thank you so much for being a TLDC member. And thanks for going ahead and just doing this. I'm always so excited to be able to learn more about people that are in our community. And so we've got about a dozen questions in our Ask a Question area at the bottom of the screen. Anybody else that is here in Crowdcast, if you want to check those questions out before we get going, feel free to take a look, vote up any that you find particularly compelling, or even add your own. And so as we start out, I'm just going to let Miggy just tell us a little bit about himself right now. So, Miggy, what's up?
All right. Thanks, Luis. Thanks everyone for joining us today. I'm Miggy. I am an instructional designer and developer. I'm based in Wellington, and I've done the teacher to instructional designer journey, and I've been working since 2010. And it's been challenging, amazing. It's there's been so much I've had to learn, and I guess I made the jump to learning and development, vocational education and training. I guess I made the jump from teaching because I found that there's so much to learn, and it's so much fun to learn, and to make others feel that too in some way is yeah, it's thrilling, really. So yeah, yeah, that's me.
That's great. No, and that sounds like, I mean, that's pretty much one of the most consistent themes I hear as we do these member showcases of you know, when people describe like why they do what they do, and for the most part it's that. And you actually have a background. Was it you work with special ed students, and you were also teaching English, right?
Yes, that's right. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I started out teaching special ed language and reading, and then moved on to teaching English as a second language,
Uh-huh.
um, and English literature. After that, I moved on to vocational education and training for an Australian company.
Wow.
Um, from there, I got into a software company
Mm-hmm.
because when I was studying my bachelor's, I was
Mm-hmm.
thinking, oh, I want to take IT,
Yeah.
and I guess I itched my way to a software company. I'm really thankful for that,
Yeah.
and 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 then I got a job here for a software project in Wellington. So I'm just so thankful for everything, all of the opportunities that I've had, all of the people I've had to work with. Yeah.
That's great. That's great. You know, and just so a little bit so that people know, you you just migrated to New Zealand, right, from the Philippines?
Mm. Yes, that's right.
And we were
We've
just talking about in the green room that I actually grew up fairly close to where you used to live, so that is kind of
mm,
true. Like I lived there for a couple of years when I was like a little, I don't know, I was like 6 and 7 years old, so it's been a long time. But I think that's really really cool. But you moved to New Zealand, and so how different is that for you? Like especially like on the L&D side of things. Like you're currently working, looking for work now, but how different has that been for you to move from basically you were kind of like right outside of Metro Manila, and now you're in Wellington, New Zealand.
mm, yeah, that's right. Wow. It's like, what's the best way to put it? I guess um, it's been it's been a roller coaster in a way. I would say in back home in the Philippines, people are things are to an extent people are laid back, but in a
Yeah,
different way. And
yeah,
here, people are also laid back, but I guess time is much more. Time is sort of stricter here compared to back home.
yeah, yeah.
I guess that's one way to describe it.
Yeah,
I,
that's a trippy way. That's interesting to think about it that way. Yeah, one of these days I want to get back to the Philippines and I want to go to New Zealand because I'm a big nerd and of course I loved all the Lord of the Rings movies and stuff. So I
yeah.
just want to check
Oh,
that stuff out.
yeah. Let me know. I'll be happy to take you around.
All right,
Uh,
I'm gonna hit you up.
yeah.
So right now, like we were saying earlier, you're looking for work like as an L&D professional. But what is something like what do you like doing like in particular, like specifically like when in your L&D roles? What as an instructional designer, are you more into development or design or what keeps you going in with this career choice?
I think it's the analysis and the design that I really wanna grow more when it comes to design and analysis
Mm-hmm.
because I find that I've done some development and I respect all of the work that I've seen from all of the professionals I've seen, but I found that with the right analysis, you can come up with really quick solutions with the simplest tools.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I really want to be able to do. Because yeah, it's hard to make things simple, but when you come up with simple solutions, like a simple, I don't know, one pager or a
Mm-hmm.
two pager interactive solution that that's very quick to develop, that's very fulfilling for me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, so that's the opportunity that I really wanna be able to. That's what I'm looking for in my next opportunity. Be
Yeah.
able to
So
really
you like working with data?
data. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
If it's yes, data. I don't know. Are you talking about business goals, something like that? Something that influences business goals? That would be good.
Most, yeah, well, mostly when you're looking at when you're analyzing and just sort of the output of those analysis, like if that's something that you're into, if you're just sort of analyzing data and like sort of the results of whatever you've created or whatever you've designed and being able to kind of read that. Is that what you're talking about as far as the analysis side is concerned?
In some ways,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah,
It's not just the numbers though. It's
yeah.
also about the stories that you get out of the work that you've put in, right?
Nice.
Like if you hear someone says, "Oh, that made things a lot clearer for me. Oh, I don't have to, you know, it made things so much easier for me. I can focus on the things that I really want to do." That's I think that if I can if I um if in an opportunity at least one person says that about my work, then I can say that, oh, okay, I think I did a pretty good job.
Oh, that's great.
Hmm.
Okay, cool. Let me get to some of these questions here in the Q&A area. So, if you could have a tool or a service that you don't currently have for
Mm,
like your profession, for L&D specifically,
mm.
what is it? Is there something you could name off that you'd really like, a tool you'd like to be using?
Um, a tool maybe that would be these mind mapping tools.
Yeah.
Like I like Miro
Uh-huh.
because it's cloud based. It's really simple. You can access it from anywhere. I've been using the trial, so I think
Yeah.
that helps, especially when you do these discovery sessions. I
Mhm.
think that's a tool I'd like to have.
Mhm.
Uh, a service. I don't know if one exists already. Feel free to let me know. But I think if there's a service where you could do like a quick analysis for like I don't know for a not for profit, just to just to be able to keep your, I don't know, analysis skills down pat while you're
Yeah.
looking for opportunities. That would be a good service, I think.
Good service. Yeah. Yeah. No, like Cheryl saying that she loves Miro too. As do I. We've been doing this crazy like sort of series in the LMS playlist with Nick Floral where he's letting us use his Miro account to do like kind of a full build of like our dream LMS. And just the power of Miro, I hadn't even realized like what you can do with it. And it really
Mm,
is absolutely amazing. I'd love to have that tool too. So,
mm.
is there a particular project that you've done in the past that you're especially proud of that you could mention?
Um, I think it's from a recent project. It's where I guess I made a quick interactive guide that introduced new processes that was based on legislation that in a way help people understand, because a lot of people have different interpretations about policies and processes and all that. And I'm particularly proud of that because I think I hit it. I like to think I hit it right on the button,
Nice.
because whenever you talk about processes, work processes, or new ways of doing things, like people are going to come from different perspectives. Some
Yeah.
people might be quick to pick up technology, some might not. Some might have a particular interpretation about a policy. So that quick interactive guide, which was just uh I don't know, a quick interactive PDF, I'm particularly proud of that.
That's great. And I was going to ask, you were working on your portfolio. When I first connected with you, you were like, "Oh yeah, I'd be interested in doing a member showcase, but I want to get my portfolio wrapped up." Is that portfolio ready to go?
um yes, I guess with these websites I learned. I put up my first website. I guess
Yeah.
you were one of the reasons why I said, "Oh, I have to make the most out of this showcase." So I said, "I'll put up a website,
Yeah.
put my name out there." And
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
the most part, I guess, yes, I've got portfolio pieces up.
Hmm.
Um, I have a lot more to put up, and I
Yeah.
didn't realize how much time it takes if you want to really put up, you know, mm, if you don't want to just recycle what you did in the past and you want to put something that 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 people might want to look twice at.
Uh-huh.
It takes time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. No, and it's
yeah.
nerve-wracking too, right? Because you're putting a piece of yourself out there and you're kind of like, oh, or you're just there's that inner voice that's like kind of critiquing you the entire time.
Yeah, so the imposter syndrome hit me really hard, but
Yeah.
now I'm here in front of you. I'm pretty stoked.
There you
uh yeah, so I think things have only been moving up. It's been
Yeah,
rocky sometimes, but yeah, things have only been moving up. Yeah.
there you go, Miggy. Hey, believe me, I'm probably more nervous at this point than you are. I'm like every time I have to do one of these things, I'm like pacing around in my backyard, getting ready to turn on the camera because I'm not natural at all. So, how about next question? Who or what keeps you inspired?
Ah, who or what keeps me inspired? Uh, I think I can't name one particular person. Ah,
Mhm.
maybe my wife keeps me inspired
Hmm.
because she is. Oh wow! I like to think I married well. I'm pretty proud of my wife. But what makes me inspired? I think books have always kept me inspired. You
Uh-huh.
know, I'm a big nerd too.
Yeah. What
I've
kind what kind of books? What do you read?
um I'm a big nerd for the Percy Jackson series,
I've
like
heard of it.
Rick
Okay.
Riordan, like
Yeah, yeah.
all of these Greek mythology. Um, Now I'm reading about Norse mythology, the Norse mythology version. I'm
Uh-huh.
also big on, I don't know, I'm also big on learning about nonfiction. So you
Uh-huh.
know how you start a lot of books, but you just pick them up. try to see, pick up something that you think you could apply, then you put them back on the shelf. Since we moved here to New Zealand, I've been so amazed at how accessible books are,
Mhm.
especially in the library, at the local op shops, like secondhand shops.
Ah,
Yeah, those I was like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm in Wonderland because there's so much to read.
wait,
I
wait,
have
wait.
to stop myself, literally.
So it's not like that in the Philippines. It's hard to get books.
Um, uh, maybe I don't. I think there's here in Wellington. There's a library in every suburb.
Yeah.
In the Philippines, maybe there's a school library. I haven't really checked out community libraries back home, so I don't. I can't really say. But
Yeah.
here, yeah,
Just everywhere.
just everywhere. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Mm.
That's great. I never thought about that. I know that when I was a kid, I remember thinking that there weren't that many toys in the Philippines, and that used to upset me. But
Mm.
that's my 6-year-old brain.
Mm.
Let's see. So Cheryl's asking, where's your favorite place to hide away and read when you're there, like over there in New Zealand?
Oh, um, I ha I don't like it at home when I'm reading at home
Yeah.
because my wife makes me all do all of these chores, and I'm like, oh, this is where I have to do work. I have to get out.
Yeah.
So just recently, I figured, oh, just in the front lawn by the garden,
Hmm. Hmm.
we got like a simple bean bag. Just lay the bean bag and just lay on the lawn.
Yeah.
That's enough.
Nice. That's
Um,
great, Vicky.
yeah, nearby parks are good too.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
Mm.
That's nice. So, you've been an instructional designer for like what, over 10 years now? Is that about right?
Um, Not really. No, no.
All right.
I've been working for 10 years.
Okay.
So I worked as a teacher for 4 years, and then vocational education and training, learning and development, that sort of thing for 6 years now.
Okay. Okay. Is there anything that you wish you had known when you started out that you know now?
Um, maybe maybe I don't know. I've been working in L&D for a while,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I've studied a lot, but you sometimes I still have to remind myself that everyone is different. Everyone learns differently. Everyone picks things up a different way.
Mm,
And it's not about like pushing how you want them to learn. It's about making them realize that there are different ways you can learn, and I'm going to provide you different means, and just pick the one that works for you. So,
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Nice. That's a good one. Thank you. Thanks for sharing that. Um, let's see. Oh, how about this question? Let's put it this way. How would your wife describe what you do for a living?
Oh, how would my wife? I don't know. Isn't that a question everyone in L&D has trouble answering?
Well, that's the reason why I'm asking it. Is she nearby? Maybe you could just ask her right now.
Oh no, she isn't. She isn't. She's at work. She's at work. I think she'd say I make learning materials.
Ah,
Yeah, I
you
make
make
learning videos. I make I make learning videos. I make learning stuff.
you make interactive PDFs.
Yeah.
That sounds about right. What other kind of jobs you work? You've been doing education for like 10 years, but
Hmm.
how about prior to that? What did you do?
Um, I had a side gig writing for a learning magazine
Hmm.
for primary and secondary school learners.
Uh-huh.
So I did that every few months. I've also written for these e-learning platforms where you write the script for the video that they're going to build.
Mhm,
I've done that.
mhm,
Um, now and then I did volunteer work for special kids too. um, teacher training.
Yeah.
I think off the top of my head, that's what I've been doing. Um,
Wow.
here, I've also been trying volunteering.
Mhm.
I want to share to. Oh, Karen North is here. Oh yeah, Luis. I told Luis this earlier. Kara, thank you for suggesting to join Toastmasters. I tried that recently, and it's been out of this world. Um, I'm proud. I'm sorry. I'm a little kid. I feel like a little kid. I'm proud of best table topics. um, yeah. So volunteer organizations here too. I've been putting myself out there.
That's great. No, that's awesome. That must and that must help you like meet other people in the community too.
Exactly. I've been meeting heaps of different people. Um, and it's 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 interesting when you meet people, especially when you're looking for a job. It's like you're in a predicament where you want to promote yourself, but you shouldn't promote yourself. You
Yeah.
want to say you're looking for a job, but you don't want to say it. So there's always thing you're wrestling with in your head when you try to approach people. So that's made me self-conscious, but this showcase will only make me more comfortable doing that. So thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you. I appreciate you coming on. And Kara saying table topics is no joke, Miggy. For real. It's off the cuff public speaking. So kudos to you for doing that one.
Mhm.
So Miggy, is there anything that you wish that you were especially good at?
I wish I had an eidetic memory, you know, where I could remember everything.
Yeah.
I wish, yeah, because like what I said earlier, when I said that people learn differently,
Yeah.
like if you could remember everything,
Mhm.
then that takes the load off in a way. Yeah.
Nice, nice. So what's the best compliment you've ever received?
Best compliment. Oh, gosh.
Sorry,
Uh,
that one
no,
at
it's
you.
all right. It's all right. I think the best compliment I've ever received was when I was told that I'm able to make people really comfortable.
Mhm.
I got that from one of the new hires that was just starting out, and it was pretty stressful for new hires at the time.
Yeah.
And when I eventually moved on to my next opportunity, yeah, um, that person came back to me and said, "Oh, I wish you all the best. I'll remember you for being for making us comfortable enough to talk
Yeah.
out loud, even if we're new to this place."
Mhm. That's good. So you must have a really good sort of sense of empathy maybe.
I get. I like to think so. Maybe
Yeah, yeah.
maybe it waxes and it wanes, but yeah, I like to make people comfortable
Mhm. Mhm.
because yeah, it's like the sky's the limit when people are comfortable. I think.
Yeah. I think that's a culture thing. Not to like I'm sort of moving in that direction a little bit, of course, but because I feel the same way. Like, I do like to make people comfortable too. And I think it is sort of a lot of empathy. Just because I love it when people connect, and I think to make good connections, you kind of have to like put yourself in their shoes, and that kind of helps like you make that connection a little stronger.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So I'm still learning that, but
Yeah.
yeah, I guess everyone. It's a process. It's a process. Yeah.
Nice, nice. So if you weren't an L&D professional, what do you think you'd be?
Huh. Er. Um. What I would be? Maybe I'd be. I don't know. Maybe I'd be a tour guide because I grew. My aunt was a tour guide
Huh?
and she was amazing at people.
Yeah.
And she'd have all of these books about the different places. She'd have joke books. She'd get the she'd get awards and big tips, and I'm like, wow, that's amazing.
What
Maybe a
kind of
tour guide.
what kind of tours was she giving?
Back home in the Philippines. So
Yeah.
she'd go to, like, she'd drive, I don't know, 5 hours to Baguio,
Huh?
do tours there. She'd do city tours of Intramuros. She'd
Wow.
do she'd go down south to Laguna. Um, sorry. So she'd go to all of these places, and yeah, she'd do city and provincial tours.
That's awesome. So I mean, I hate to bring this up, but I did watch a YouTube video of you last night. About sort of like talking about Wellington, and you guys went on a hike and stuff. So you probably would be a pretty good tour guide because that was a good video. Congrats on that. I need to subscribe though. I need to subscribe to
Yeah. That's one of the things I've been trying.
yeah.
I've been quite nervous about it. It's a little project my wife and I have, but we'll see
Mhm.
how we go. We'll see how we
Yeah,
go.
yeah,
It's
you're gonna be like a legit YouTuber.
I don't know if that's the direction I want to go, but uh yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I may or may not upload a few more, but I'll definitely let you know.
Okay, good. 'Cause I'll subscribe. And so before we wrap up today, you have to put a link to your portfolio and to your YouTube channel, just because so we can make sure that we get those out there. So
Yep.
speaking of which, if there's one thing that people should know about you, what is it?
I am Oh, gosh. These are really good questions, Luis. I've
I
been
know.
watching a couple of your podcasts. You're really amazing. I am the guy. When it comes to work, I'm the guy who, in a way, is weird. Weird in a way that, um, like, literally, I'm. You know how standing up is a thing now. Standing up while you're working,
Hmm.
right? Even if no one else is standing up while they're on their computer, I'm the guy who will stand up because I read somewhere that it's good for your health.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I can be weird like that. I like to make people comfortable. Sometimes I don't know how to. And I just put my head down and get the work done one way or another. Um, and yeah, I guess that's me. I was telling Luis, Luis, I prepared for some of your questions. For some of them, I didn't. And I guess that's a spontaneous answer. So I hope I did well. Uh, hello? Hello? Hmm, what happened? Hmm, weird. I can see the chat. Hello? Oh, all right. Oh, that's fine. Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining. All right. uh Oh, now it's my show. All right. So, what do we want to do? We've only got. I think we only got have a few minutes left. So no any jokes. I don't. Ah, I don't know any jokes. Not off the top. Um, I might say, um, I'll just share my Toastmasters experience. I attended another one last night, and it was really cool because like one of them is blind, and he was amazing when he gave his talk. He talked about his childhood. One of them, like some of them have been there for a few years, for 10 years, 30 years even. And they're also inviting, and they're really good at what they do. And I told them, um, oh, there he is.
Sorry, I don't know what happened. My computer just crashed.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Oh, it's always full of surprises, these online things.
Yeah, I'm glad that you kept on going though. I really appreciate that.
Mm.
All right. So was I interrupting anything? Go ahead with finish with your story. I don't know. Go
Oh,
ahead.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, I was just talking about Toastmasters because I attended one last night.
Uh-huh.
I told them how there were different sorts of people. One of them was blind, and one of them was talking about Legos, and the other one was water quality. So you hear all sorts of things like that. And when I got home, my wife was like, "Oh, you're like burning up." I'm like, "Yeah, I know. It's like I don't know. It's so fun. It was so fun for me.
That's
It's like,
great.
yeah, I get that. I'm a big nerd. I play video games. I used to play video games a lot. Um, and I told her, "Oh, this is like how I feel now is how I felt after these Toastmasters meetings is how I felt after, like, when it gets intense when you're playing games." And yeah, so sorry.
That's great. So
Yeah.
Kara's asking, what video games do you play?
Oh, I play Tekken. Yeah, Tekken.
Full
It's the
on.
fighting game.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Right
Yeah.
on. All right, Mick, we've got one last question from Kara here. She added to the list. This is a great question. What is your biggest challenge in learning and development?
Oh, biggest challenge, I think, is biggest challenge in any particular project is when you know enough about the context and you can make recommendations, but you don't know how to recommend and make them agree with those recommendations. I think that's always tricky,
Mm.
right? That's
Hmm.
always tricky because I guess when you're in L&D or when you're an instructional designer, sometimes you come from the outside, sometimes you're internal. And yeah, I guess it's always tricky to make recommendations because at the
Yeah,
end of the day, like people will make the decisions they feel they need to, and sometimes it'll be it'll work with you, and sometimes it means they might decide something else.
right.
So at the end of the day, you do what you have to do.
Yeah, yeah. That's fascinating. That's a good one. Thanks for that. Thanks for that one. All right. So Miggy, we were just gonna do this for half an hour. You got any last words? I want you to add your link to your portfolio, and I also
Oh
want to
yeah,
link your YouTube channel. And I'm so glad that we finally got you in here to do this.
yep.
Um, it's been you just have really thoughtful replies. That's the one thing that's sticking out to me is
Mm.
just you put a lot of effort into making sure that you're communicating what you want to say correctly, and I think that that's really very cool.
Oh, thanks, Luis. Yeah, I try. I think everyone does. Yes. So my I've got a website. It's Miggy Baranda. So MIGGYBARANDA.com. I'll put it in the chat now.
Okay.
And YouTube, my wife and I have one video. I'm very proud of that.
It's good stuff.
Um,
Yeah, it's good.
and oh, I might share that. How do I share? Um, I don't even I don't even know how to share the link to the YouTube channel, but I'll just put it on my website. Yeah, it's Miggy and Marian. Just look up Miggy and Marian.
Yeah.
Um,
I'll have to go back and look. I know it's in my YouTube history, so I'll grab it there. And oh, there it is. Rimutuka Crossing and Puto Ringua Pinnacles.
mm,
Right? That's it.
yes, that's the one. That's the one. Thanks,
All right.
Luis.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Geez, Kara's fast. Oh yeah, she got it in there already. So done. And Kara's been monetized on YouTube. Look at that. Amazing.
Oh
Kara.
wow.
Of course you've monetized already there. All right,
Oh,
Miggy, I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for doing this. Let's talk again sometime. I love talking to people in the community, and thank you so much again for being a member. It's it's always great to have you to have your support, and hopefully we'll see you in future broadcasts. Feel free to just jump in and hang out. I know, what time is it over there right now?
it's 12:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah, a little over lunch. Yeah.
yeah.
Um.
So if we have these afternoon ones, jump in. It's great to have you in.
Oh, definitely. And if you find yourself here, or yeah, hit me up. I might show you around Wellington. I'll be happy to.
Okay.
And let's have a coffee or a beer or two.
All right. All right. So, and make sure you pop in next week. It's, I think, 1 o'clock, 1 p.m. Pacific, um, Suzanne Shilton. And
All right.
so make sure you pop
Mm,
in next week, because there you go.
yeah.
You're another New Zealand connection. And Kara just
Yeah.
met with her in
Thanks.
TLD Connect. So
Mm,
so that's very, very cool.
all right. Thanks,
Okay.
Luis.
All right. Thanks, you guys. Thanks everybody for dropping in. Tomorrow, Jeff Harry. He's going to be talking about play, and he is one of these speakers that sort of managed to connect. It's such a surprise. Right when I was like thinking about, I need to make things fun again, all of a sudden here comes, here's this guy. Like, we start chatting, and he's going to be doing a broadcast tomorrow talking about that. He's been a speaker at South by Southwest and just all kinds of other huge events. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So jump in for tomorrow. And yeah, that's it. And then Thursday we have a community discussion on reflection. I have some other announcements I want to talk about then. So hopefully we'll see all you guys then as well. All right. Take care.
Awesome.
Thanks again, Miggy.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Take
Bye.
care.
Bye.